Hello everyone, Mr. Motier here. Today I'm going to be teaching you about using base 10 blocks. So when we talk about base 10 blocks, sorry, something wrong with my throat. When we talk about base 10 blocks, this is what we're referring to. So we have sort of three different types of them. There's this type, and this type. And we use them to help us represent place value in numbers. So if you've hopefully watched the video on place value, then you'll know about the different columns of the place value chart. Here are the three that we talked about in our last video. So we have tens, hundreds, and ones. What I want to do first is to put them in the right order from right to left. So do you remember which one should go first in the rightmost column? Is it the hundreds, the tens, or the ones? You can pause the video and think about it. The answer is ones. So I'm going to put the ones there. Then the next one should be which? The hundreds or the tens? You can pause the video again to think about it. The answer is tens. Then the next one is hundreds. And if you'll remember from our last video, the more to the left we go, the bigger value the digits have. Okay? So let's say I had the digit 3. In the ones column, it just means 3 ones. In the tens column, it means 30, or 3 tens. In the hundreds column, it means 300, or 3 hundreds. So when we're using the base 10 blocks, we can use that to show kind of the place value of the digit. So let's start with the ones. These are what we call cubes or units, and they represent the ones using place value blocks. For the tens, we have this type. We call them rods, and they represent tens. And then for the hundreds, we have what we call flats, and they represent hundreds. Okay? So why do we use these? Well, let's take a look at comparing the cube to the rods. So I want to know how many cubes you think will fit into one rod. So you can pause the video to think about it. And let's look at it together now. So I'm going to count up my cubes and see when they reach the same length. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it takes 10 cubes or units to make up one rod. And if you think about it, that makes sense, because when we were using place value to count, and let's say we're using the one digit, we were counting, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When we got to 9, we had to put a 0 in the ones and a 1 in the tens, a 1 digit in the tens. So really that 1 digit in the tens represents 10 ones. Right? So it makes sense that the rod would be 10 times the size of one of the cubes. Let's look at next comparing the rods to the flats. So how many rods do you think it takes to be the same as a flat? You can pause the video to think about it, and let's look at it together now. So I'm going to count up the rods that it takes to make the same size as a flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put them right beside each other so you can really see. So we're at 9, 10. So it takes 10 rods to make up one flat. And again, that makes sense because when I get to 99 and I want to count one more, I put a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 1 here. And that 1 represents a flat, which means 100. And there are 100 ones in there, and there are 10 tens in there. That's the beauty of the base 10 number system. All right, so next I want to talk about representing these on paper. So if I wanted to show, sorry, I'm just going to clear up my workspace a bit. If I want to show a 1 on paper, or a unit cube on paper, what I would do is I would draw a dot. So a 1 on paper looks just like this. If I wanted to show one of these rods on paper, I would just draw a line. It can be vertical or horizontal line, doesn't matter, as long as you keep it the same for all the rods you're showing. And for the flat, if I want to show one of these, I would draw a square. Okay? So that's how you show it on paper. Let's look at a few examples of that. So let's say I had the number 31. So in place value, using place value, I know that the 1 digit here means I have 1, 1, and the 3 digit here is in the tens column, and it means I have 3 tens, or 30. So this number is 31. So how would I show that on paper? Well, remember that to show the ones, I do a dot. And to show the tens, I do lines. So I'm going to do 3 lines, and that would represent 31. 3 tens and 1 1. So that's one example. Let's look at another example. Let's say I was doing 48. So I know that the 8 means 8 ones, and the 4 means 4 tens. So I would write it like this. So I do 8 dots to show the ones. I might have done too many here. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Always important when you're writing an answer to go back and double check your work to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. Because if I had those 2 extra dots, I'd be showing a different number than the one I'm trying to show. So I have 4 dots for the 8 to show the cubes, and then I'm going to do 4 lines to show the rods, or to show the tens. So I have 48. Let's look at one more number here. 163. So I know that there are 3 ones, so I do 3 dots for that. And then I know that there are 6 tens, so I do 6 lines for that. And then I know that there is 100. So one of those flats, and I would do a square to show that. So if I was to show that using the cubes, 3 ones, 6 of these, and 1 of these, shows 163. And if you want to do that with the other numbers too before you write it down on paper, that's what the base 10 blocks are for. So most classrooms will have base 10 blocks. You can go and get them out and then use them to help you represent a number, figure out how many tens there are, how many ones there are, how many hundreds there are, and then from there you can write it on paper to show what you know. Okay, Mila, get out of the way, please. Mila likes to be wherever the action is. Okay. All right, let's look at, so I'm just going to quickly show you these 2 numbers here using the base 10 blocks. So for 31, I have 1, 1, and 3 tenths. So that would show 31. And 48. So I have 8 ones and 4 tenths. Okay, so that concludes today's video. Hopefully now you understand how to convert between ones and tens and hundreds. So I know that there's 10 ones in one rod, or 10 units in one rod. I know there's 10 rods in 100. And you also know how to show numbers using the cubes and how to represent those base 10 blocks on paper.